Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the ASUS ROG Season 3 Dream League with myself, Odipixel and Draskell. And we're about ready to get ourselves into the third and final game of this series between 4 Leprecons and a Clover. 4 Clovers and a Leprecon, sorry, and the side of Team Reno, Tinkerino. We're seeing the Troll Warlord again, Draskell.
We really are, and this time it's going to be played by Team Tinker for the first time, I think, in this series, correct? Because 2 games in a row they had Sniper.
Yeah, that's right.
And then 2 games in a row, 4 Clover had Troll. So it's 1-1 in terms of Trolls, so 1 loss, 1 win, but that's on the side of 4 Clover. Now we're going to see if Team Tinker can manage to win with a Troll Warlord, and given the starting 2 coming out from 4 Clover, I would say that they're pretty comfortable with these heroes. Like Hani, you can see him on the screen right now, had a really solid game playing Zeus. He was beyond godlike pretty much the entire time. In fact, I don't even think he gave his streak away, because even when he died at the end of the game, he suicided again with his Bloodstone. So every time he died, he actually had a Bloodstone suicide off cooldown. So he never gave away that like 900 and something gold streak, which would have been massive for Team Tinker to be able to win that game number 2. And I still say that all it would have taken is 1 team fight for Team Tinker to come back. That was all they needed, and they just couldn't find it. So big props to 4 Clover again for having such a solid game. And we're going to potentially see a Bambo Shaker again.
Okay, yeah, indeed, and it was pretty insane in the second game of the series that we just saw now. So high hopes for it again, and as you're saying, of course, with the Zeus, same thing applies. 2 heroes picked up with 2 players that obviously know what they're doing, and we've seen them put into action this series. That it's just a scary combination. Over on the side of Team Reno, Tinkerino's second pick, they're going to go for the Enigma.
Yeah, it's a bit early, but it could just be in anticipation of it being an off-laner Shaker. And the other cool thing about having Enigma is that if you want to run like your Shadow Fiend mid again, like they did in Game 2, they could have the hero actually go BKB instead of having to buy a mech. I still feel like that mech was... I get why you buy it because of the Zeus damage, but they never 5-manned. Like, why would you buy a mech if you're not going to 5-man with your team? Everyone was just getting picked everywhere. There were no like real sieges to be had, and it was just kind of a mess. But the Enigma can go for a mech for free, and it only holds his farm down a little bit. Or you can go for the quick blink if you want to try to go for initiation and just get a kill. Or you can go the super greedy route and go something like Midas, but that's if the game's like really slow paced. And given the fact that it's like a Zeus and a Shaker so far coming out from 4 Clover, I do not think that's going to be what we're seeing here. And as far as bans go, in the second phase, we got Lich from Team Tinker and Juggernaut as well. And Juggernaut is like the one hero I feel that matches up best against Troll if you can't get your hands on a sniper. Like, you definitely want to get Juggernaut, so I like the fact that Team Tinker have taken that away from them. And the Lich is more of just a lane and winning tool, and a Goblak has been known to abuse it in the past, so I definitely get why they banned that as well. And you can see 4 Clover, Quakebit doesn't have his hero yet, so they're just banning all of his heroes. Sniper, Queen, Storm, just gone. They've been banned in every single game, Storm and Queen. They've not gotten through the ban phase once.
Okay. And I mean, it obviously worked out for them in one game. The other game, it didn't matter too much in the first round because Team Reno and Tinkerino, what was Qualifier in the first game? It was, they put Black mid, didn't they, on...
What did Quaker play in the first game?
Black was on the Sniper.
No, Black didn't play Sniper in the first game. Or, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he played the Sniper
in the first game. He did play Sniper in the first game. You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So what did he play?
It was a long time ago.
Why can't I remember? It's a caster's curse, man. Our memories are so bad. Like, short-term memory, we just don't have it. It's like the game's over, we're on to the next game. Oh, well, we'll be reminded.
Whatever it was good.
Yeah.
So he's still got options, even though they are indeed, as you said, targeting his hero pool. Vengeful Spirit's going to be picked up again. That's what's going to happen when you pick up the Enigma this early. The counters are going to come.
Well, the Venge is like the guarantee of being able to stop a black hole, assuming that he doesn't have like BKB and Lincolns, because then you can't stop it. And the only way you would be able to break the Lincolns is if you had another hero who pierces magic immunity, which as of right now, 4 Clover do not have. So I think the Venge pick is nice. If the Shaker is going to be off lane, you still have to pick your secondary support. I don't think they're going to be running it as a core, and you also still have the option of rotating the Zeus to a support role and just having like a Zeus Venge support. But I don't know if you want to do that because against Enigma, a Zeus Venge can't really kill anything. You know, like you might be able to zone out somebody, but you're not actually going to make anything happen. So I still am leaning more towards this being a core Zeus and then Venge +1 support. And Team Tinker, they're going to go ahead and pick up a Lion. All right.
Okay.
Solid hero.
Yeah, and again, it's a support that can obviously do the job a lot on his own. Like, it doesn't matter that Enigma's in the jungle. In terms of covering your lanes, Lion's going to be able to pull out all the stops.
Yeah. He's great after they buffed his base damage. Like the what? Okay, I wasn't expecting that. I was not.
It was banned out in the second. Was it Tinker that banned it?
I was not expecting this.
Yeah, Tinker did ban it against 4 Clovers and Leprecon.
Okay.
So they obviously, they knew that it might be coming. And they get it this time. I mean, what's up with the BS?
Well, I guess Rupture kind of really owns Troll, right?
Okay.
So if you Rupture, you can just kite him. They have a lot of range, disable, and damage. So you can just like Rupture him and leave him there. Goes through BKB. You can drop a Silence on the ground to disable Enigma's Black Hole as well, prior to BKB. And it's a massive range. So you can drop it from like anywhere. You can even use it from Fog if you're in the right position. And Team Tinker, they're going with a Nyx, another hero we don't get to see super often, but Pylai Dai did say the other day in his winner's interview that he does enjoy the hero. He thinks it's really strong. So as we put it in the off lane, we tell Sam, best of luck. We're going to ignore you completely, and then hope that the Nyx is able to do something during the mid game. And do not underestimate this hero. Like Spike Carapace and Mana Burn are absolutely terrifying for heroes like Zeus, even a Shaker, not having full mana to do your combo anymore because you ate 1 Mana Burn, or like throwing out a couple of Arc Lightnings and getting stunned. Now there is an interesting interaction between Nyx and Zeus, for those who might not know. As I play Nyx a lot, and I played against Zeus a lot, if you're thinking that your Carapace is going to save you from any of his spells, it won't. Unless
the
static field hits before the actual nuke damage hits.
Okay.
So the static field is what gets reflected by the Carapace, not the nuke itself. Unless it's his ulti, in which case you have to be farther than 1200 range away.
I see.
Yeah.
So that, in a sense, works against the Nyx.
Yeah, it works against the Nyx.
Yeah.
Because the Zeus will still get stunned, but you'll still get hit by the nuke. So if you get bolted, it's like, it still hurts, you know? So you're not really reflecting any of that damage.
Okay, interesting point. Razor, the final pick here. And Razor, one of those heroes that we do see sometimes kind of tossed into the question as a potential counter and a way to deal with the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to walk in and get that damage drain going. And then if you partner like the static link with the Rupture, the hero either runs away and dies or stands still and dies.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool synergy, actually.
I like it a lot indeed, yeah. I mean, that's not something we see every day. Shadow Fiend, he is, though. Qualifier will be able to get himself the SF, and of course SF, one of those heroes that Qualifier is, he's pretty professional.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Quakefa on anything is really good. I mean, there's not really too many heroes where I think, man, Quakefa underperformed on this hero. You know, it's just like
it's a very solid player,
and that's why it's so easy to forget what he plays, because he always plays well. So if you think about it, if he's so consistent in his play that it's hard to remember the standout games, because he's always having standout games. So it's like, how the heck am I? All right, well, I'm sure we'll get flamed in chat, but it's fine. I still feel for Clovers, their lineup is interesting to me. Like
it is.
I think it's good.
I mean, they must trust it. I mean, this is the deciding game.
Yeah.
You know, you don't come out with the jokey plays. You come in with the stuff that you know, or you feel at least, is going to be able to take you the series and take you the game. And whoa, look at this. Well, hello, welcome to the club.
Oh, it's Support Shaker. Bambo is going to go boots first. Bloodseeker, okay. So it's Godblack Shaker.
Okay, so in terms of lanes, what do we see? So Sexy Bambo on the Bloodseeker heading around towards the bottom lane. He'll be supported up by Yol on the Vengeful Spirit. Zeus, of course, will be Hani in the mid lane. And yeah, Shaker on the top lane. And is it going to be the Shaker with the Razors? They're just going to be doing dual lanes here by the looks of it on the side of the Radiant, would you imagine?
It could be, yeah. They can play the lanes greedy because they know there's an Enigma. So if you do dual lanes, you can get more experience on all of your heroes, basically. So you can have like your Shaker and your Razor top lane, put it against a Troll, and that's going to be against potentially a Lion and a Troll, which isn't too scary of a lane. I think both heroes will probably farm. Maybe Team Tinker has a slight advantage in that lane, but one fissure can just be a kill if you block. So that's always something you have to watch out for. And bottom lane should be favored for Clover, but then you have an Enigma free farming the woods as well. So.
Okay, I mean, Draskell, go ahead. Tell us what's going down on the Dire side.
All right, so Shadow Fiend going to be played here by Quakefa. We're going to have Lion played by Pylai Dai. Black is going to be handling the Troll Warlord. And we're going to see the rune contention here. Not too much happening. Way 2. It's going to be handling the Enigma. And then finally, Bulba is going to be playing his Nyx.
Okay.
Oh, they switched the lanes.
Yeah,
okay.
I was going to say, this is a bit of a different to how we were expecting Team Tinker to run it. So, I mean, what do you think about this, leaving the Nyx on his own in the safe lane, then putting this dual lane on the aggressive?
Well, putting the dual lane for Tinker bottom with dual range means that Seeker is going to have a lot harder time in lane. And Venge is not notorious for being a great laning support. Is better mid-game, she's better at roaming, but her lane presence itself is not really that stellar, especially against a 600 range hero.
Oh, Fisher, it's going to be on the wrong side there. Yeah. Goes for it, and is not going to get it, unfortunately, it's Qualifier.
Yeah, but this rotation from Team Tinker is very good, because now they can guarantee that their troll is going to farm instead of going up a lane that could have potentially been contested by having a Razor and a Shaker versus a Troll Warlord and a Lion. And even in a 1v1, you can say that the Razor should win this matchup, but he's still in his off lane. And he's going to be against a Nyx who will probably never be able to kill. And all the Nyx needs is Arcane Boots in like level 7, and then he's good to go.
Okay, indeed. I mean, 1 minute in, looking so far at the CS mid lane, we can see the Zeus, of course, by Honey, having a slight edge against the SF, but we'll probably expect to see that balance out. As always, this is, again, one of those lane situations, I think, where we had it in the previous game, where both are just going to farm nicely. Pretty much.
Some matchups, you're never really going to win the lane, but you can play it the way that you're supposed to by either pushing out and...
Magic Missile onto Pylai Die, and Sexy Bambo with the boosted damage here. He's run out now, and, well, actually will get turned around as Black comes and blocks him off. Yeah, Pylai Die there on the line, getting himself a little bit close to Hell's Edges.
If only he had a point into his passive.
Pylai Die!
What?
You don't want to be walking into that, son. It will bite you.
All right. I'm not gonna flame.
Let's
I'm gonna say that he lagged.
Come on. Pylai Die didn't go great in Merit. Come on.
Let's get it together.
Come on. Well, at least he knows how it works now, so it won't be happening again. So.
Oh God.
I mean, ooh, a Pylai Die. He's a nice chap. Well, he looks like a nice chap anyway. So.
No, he's a really cool guy.
Is he a cool guy?
Yeah, he is. He's great. Cool. He's very nice. That's why I'm not flaming him.
No. Well, first blood for 4 Clovers and a Leprecon. It's a good start.
Yeah, giving it to Bambo now, that means he has phase. I mean, he hits for 96 damage at 2 minutes into the game because of his thirst passive and how much bonus damage he gets from heroes just being lower health. So now it's pretty scary to fight against that because he hits so hard, and every time he hits you, he gets faster and faster and does more damage. And you have Avenge Stun to follow that up with potential minus armor coming out from the Wave of Terror. So even a hero like Troll can actually get run down. There's not many heroes in the game that can chase down a Troll, but a Seeker with high stacks of thirst can do that.
I mean, we don't see the Bloodseeker a lot, and why is that? What are the weaknesses of this hero?
He can kind of be blown up because of his Blood Rage. Like if you apply it to yourself, you take a lot of increased damage. So if you're not ahead, and you're trying to go in and start engagements, which as a melee hero, you kind of have to be at the forefront a lot of the time. You can just get stunned once and just poof, you're dead, right? But if you play the positioning game, I feel like 4 Clovers are trying to do with their Shaker, the Razor, and the combination of Venge and Bloodseeker together. Not only can you swap people who are ruptured to kill them, but you can force them to run by static linking them. And if they don't run again, like, who really on the side of Team Tinker is going to save him? You're going to have to rely on purely disables. You have no real bailout mechanism for that hero. And you can't force them away because they'll still die. So I think that in this particular lineup, it functions very well just because of the synergy of the heroes.
And I guess also worth talking about is the fact that having the Bloodseeker and having 2 big team flying heroes such as the Zeus and the Earthshaker, you know, you pop that Blood Rage onto them and that damage amplification is going to be huge. Bottom lane, Magic Missile, the Ritual will connect onto Black as well. Bambo with the 2 points in the passive. He's going pretty speedy, can't chase it down though, as he does get hexed up by Pylai Die. But yeah, the extra damage coming from the Zeus and the Earthshaker in the fight is going to be massive.
You put it on the Zeus and he is going to explode everyone. I think they put a range limiter on it, like 1400, I think.
Yeah, they did put a range in it.
Something
so
like
Zeus
that.
would have to be in the fight rather than just looking at the global players.
That just means, like, what is it at level 4? 40% more damage? Your lightning bolt is going to be hitting for like 500 plus. That's like a level 1 finger every time you use Shadow or use lightning bolt. So I don't know really if Team Tinker are going to want to try to fight directly into 4 Clover. And if they do, they're going to need BKBs. Like we mentioned it in the first game. But this game, they really need to make sure they prioritize buying some magic immunity.
Oh, wait, be careful. Earthshaker's here. The Eidolons do scout him out.
Yeah.
Waitu's going to feel confident going back in because there is Qualifier here, but Qualifier gets a Fissure to the face, will find the raise onto the Zeus, and now with the Malefice, maybe he's going to be able to find himself involved in a double kill, as, nah, it will be the Lion finding the kill, but, well, yeah, Zeus and the Earthshaker head into the jungle, they both lose their lives. Bottom lane, though, both the Bloodseeker and the Venge do find a kill onto the Troll.
Yeah, the combination between the Venge Stun and then throwing out the Blood Right as soon as you put it out, it's like guaranteed damage, follow-up silence. He can get the Whirling Axes off, but by that time, he's so low on health that with 3 points in the third, Spambo can just run at him, and there's no way you can run away from that.
Bottom lane, top lane, they do get the static link off, but Blacks come in, and with the stun from Pylight Die, they will be able to find the kill onto the Razor. So the Troll, he loses his life down there on the bottom lane, but he gets himself straight back into the action and picks up a kill.
I think they just wanted to do a lane switch. They don't want the Troll down there anymore, as he's only level 4, whereas Bambo is level 6. He's got Rupture now. He's going to also be getting a Bounty Rune here. But I think that Nyx is going to have to try to help create a lot of space to this mid game, because right now, Bambo is going to get out of control really quickly if he's not dealt with. He's just been free farming. He's gotten kills on top of that. Well, maybe not free farm. 29 CS in 6 minutes isn't like total free farm, but he's still top of the net worth, is what I'm saying. So his game has been going pretty well.
I mean, item build-wise on the Bloodseeker, he's got the face boost, he's coming up to 1,500 gold. What do you think we'll see Bambo go for this game?
I'm really torn as to what Bloodseekers are going to buy in real matches, because...
mid lane, someone's going down, they're closing in. Magic Missile on Fissure, I mean, the stuns, they're used at the same time, and Qualifier does get the chance to turn around with a raise. He is not going to be able to ball himself up, and Earthshaker will be able to find the kill. Waitu's teamed himself in. Earthshaker's still got a little bit of mana to play with, heading up to the high ground by the secret shot. There's your Rupture now, and Fissure as well, using Enchant Tone to prot the passive with the right clicks. Malefice will get cast in the Midnight Pulse as well, bringing Earthshaker fairly low, but it won't be enough to turn it around. And after picking off Shadow Fiend in the mid lane, they're able to get the Enigma as well. Now Bulba coming in with the Vendetta.
He wants the Zeus.
He does, and well, he's got enough for the Impale as well. He should be able to find it. Doesn't even need it. Impale onto Yol. Has the mana burn and the Spike Carapace, so he should be able to chase this down. Yol with the Jukes though. Is he going to be able to get himself away? There's a TP. No, there's no TP coming into the mid lane for the side of the Radiant. Yol, he's on his own, but the Jukes, they will be enough. And he does get himself away. So 2-for-1 trade there, losing the Enigma and the Shadow Fiend, but finding the kill on the Zeus.
And top lane, we're going to see a Link here on the Black, just doing some harassment. But I'm really happy to see that Yol didn't go for the stun, because if he went for the stun, he would have died. And the time that it takes you to turn around to cast Magic Missile, Bulba would have probably popped Carapace, and he would have just stunned himself, taken the damage, and just popped. But he's easy. Top
lane, indeed. Yeah, Pylight Die coming in with the stun. Bulba's there as well for the party. And that is a kill there for the Lions. So, all in all, some nice little bit of turnaround plays here for Team Marino. Tinkerino 5-for-4 on the board. And it's going to be the Midas for Bambo.
I'm a bit surprised he opted to go for Midas. I felt like they wanted to apply more pressure than that. But I guess getting level 2 and level 3 Rupture is pretty important. Like the damage scaling goes from 20 to 40 to 60% based on just moving around. So going from level 6 to level 11 Rupture means that you're doubling the effectiveness of the ability, and being able to get that kill quickly can be very nice. Plus, Midas does work with Blood Rage. So if you Midas a creep while you're in the middle of a fight and you have Blood Rage on, you heal. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. The interaction between the abilities and how the hero just functions in general, I think, is really nice for this lineup.
Okay, I mean Enigma on the side of the Dire. He's building towards the mech, and he's got it. I believe that's oh no, that's the Buckler recipe. Sorry, no, he's not got it yet. I mean, 9-minute mech, that would be pretty impressive. But yeah, going for the mech first. In the first other game where we saw the Enigma, you were kind of questioning it. Do you think it's the best kind of build for in this game, or would the BKB have been more necessary? As there kind of just no point in the sense that there's a lot of ways for them to cancel the Black off with BKB.
I think after having seen them first pick... Oh, wow, huge dive here onto middle lane. They're going to solo Black Hole the Zeus. Okay. Waitu should be able to TP out of here, no problem. Oh, maybe not.
Bulba's coming in with the Vendetta. He's looking for the Impale as well onto Bambo. Will whiff it. Mana burn. Will chase. So scared the Bambo back down.
Qualifier didn't use a single raise. Like, he was sitting there with a haste, and he just, like, cancel cast his raise like 2 or 3 times. I think they could have just easily gotten another kill there on Bambo. Definitely a misplay there from Qualifier. Very rare to see him not find an opportunity. In the meantime, they also lost their Lion player.
Black takes a Fissure to the face.
Yeah.
It'll be fine there. Walks it off.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, the Zeus is alive. He's dead. Yeah. See
That's, yeah. Good job, Weapons. Thanks for that. Here comes Bulba. Gonna get stunned up. Out. There's the stun onto the stunner with the Spike Carapace. But 10 minutes in, 6-6. Kind of like the other games this series, they've been fairly even. It kind of seems to be when it gets to the late game, who kind of messes up, really.
More or less. I mean, that's Dota right now, though,
yeah.
in general. It's like, unless you're totally snowballing and crushing a team, it comes down to, after like 40 minutes, who just makes less mistakes usually ends up winning the game. But the more I think about this lineup from Clover, the more I like it. And I know I'm like totally fanboying over the Bloodseeker pick, but if you think about how Zeus ulti functions with Thirst, it gives him a huge boost in attack damage and movement speed just by him hitting R.
Qualifier. He's got an Invis rune. If they get the stun, he'll be able to time and line up the Requiem. There we go. Bam! Actually, Razor's dead.
Later, Gator. Nice knowing you. Is he going for heals this game? He is. Okay. I think it's really nice against the Bloodseeker. And I also,
because of the silence, or?
Yeah, well, because of the silence, being able to dodge the blood rate, and also making it so there's just more time where you can't be focused.
Top lane, they're going to put the Rupture down onto Black. Black takes a magic missile to the face. He's going to stand the ground. He's got Pilot Die there to back him up if anyone comes in. The stun is not going to catch Sexy Bambo. The Hex will, now turning around with the finger, but the Fissure to the face will bring down the Troll Warlords. So that was a bit of a rough position for Black to be in there, and Pilot Die couldn't quite save him. Bottom lane, though, the side of Team Reno, Tinkerino do take the tier 1.
Trading a hero for a tier 1 isn't too bad, I think. I don't think Team Tinker will be too upset about that one. And you can see the golden experience difference is slightly in favor of Tinker. That's pretty much just because of the Enigma. The difference between having a hero who commits most of his early game to farming, and then Clover who have a Shaker and a Venge who kind of both need to make things happen. And to be honest, they've done a lot. Like the Shaker's 6, the Venge is level 6, it's 11 minutes into the game, and their net worth might not be as high as the Enigma, who's sitting at like 3rd right now, but the impact that they've had and the kills that they've been able to secure still, I think, make their picks well worth it.
Okay, 7-7, 12 minutes in. Mid lane, we see Qualifier just hanging around for the bottom room, but there's 2 heroes here. There's your Fissure, they've got a magic missile as well, Qualifier.
What a block. Even got the bounty rune.
Oh boy, Bulba. He's going to go down as well if they can get the slap in. Static Link stealing the damage. They just need to close the gap. Bloodright will get thrown down as well. And well, last little bit of a zap there coming from Razor. A bit of, well, 2 heroes just caught out of place there on the side of Team Tinkerino.
That was an extremely good fissure. Like, it would have been okay even if he had just gotten the rune and still died. But Galblack's like, nah, not even going to give you the satisfaction of picking up the bounty. They get the tier 1. Bambo gets the gold. He's going to go Shadowblade. All right, so it's just all pressure from him. Just going for the attack speed / solo ganking viability. Now, by himself, if a hero is reacting quickly enough, he can probably just TP away. But you have to be like really fast to be able to do that because his damage output's going to be quite high. If he Blood Rages himself, he hits you with a Shadowblade opening. That's a bonus, what, 175 damage plus his auto attack, and then you get like Blood Right after that if you don't TP, and that could be enough to kill.
And I guess with the movement speed as well, stacking with the passive.
Well, they have Zeus. They have Zeus as well. So if maybe that's enough damage to just burst the hero before the TP goes off, we'll have to see.
Okay, Pilot Die. Leading the way here with the rest of his team. Holber and a Vendetta up and head into enemy territory. Straight into the jungle. He's going to be able to find himself a Bloodseeker here. Bloodseeker, Sexy Bambo. He's at half health at the moment, or just above it. But he's going to back himself up. Bulba's not going to be able to find a kill here. Qualifier still looking for the farm. What's he got? Working towards that Yule Sept and pretty much going to be on its way. And the way to's Gloves of Haste there for the Enigma, as he will finish off the treads on top of the mechanism now, 14 minutes in.
A pretty standard mech build coming out. I assume he'll probably just go for BKB. It's going to be extremely hard for him to get a black hole, even with a Blink Dagger, as there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ways to stop it on the side of Clover, or 4 heroes who can stop it. There's actually more than 4 ways. But yeah, you want a BKB, for sure. He could also go Pipe if you want to just be like the walking bot.
He's on to way too. Lightning Bolt and the Arc Lightning coming through mech straight away there to top him back up. And the push will continue. We've got the Venge heading up to the top lane. Bloodseeker did TP himself back to base, but now will head himself up there
he's got haste.
Zip Zoopin straight up there to the tier 1 here for the defense if Team Tinker want to continue to try and press on the pressure. He has picked up that Shadowblade now as well, Sexy Bambo. Look to get himself involved and in there. Mid lane, Black trying to do a little bit of a push and a little bit of farm of his own. There's going to be the reaction here from both the Earthshaker and the Bloodseeker. Fissure, it's just a little bit short, a little bit ambitious.
It was close.
It was, yeah.
It's the thought that counts, Owen. Come on. Don't be so judgmental. I mean, the last fissure that he threw that ended up getting him a kill was amazing. Like, you couldn't have placed it any better than what he did when he ganked Qualifier on the Shadow Fiend. So right now, it's kind of fallen into a bit of passivity between both teams. They're just farming away, trying to get their core items up. I'm looking for Quakef's next item after Yule's. I don't know if he goes Blink or if he just goes BKB. Like, Blink is so risky against their heroes.
Yeah, I mean, against a Shaker and a Zeus. I mean,
yeah, it's really hard to utilize without BKB. That's the other reason I think that he'll probably just go for that. And then buy Blink after, and then I think his build is pretty solid. And since 4Clover don't have the crazy good late game right-click damage that they did before, the build is a lot easier to sustain when you have a Troll Warlord on your team too. So you know that, Black is eventually going to start being that force to be reckoned with in the late game by just getting a mass amount of farm. And I would imagine some teams are going to be looking towards trying to get Roshan soon, because Black has everything he needs in his inventory to kill it. It's just a matter of finding the picks and securing the space that you need.
Well, here we go. Earthshaker and the gang smoked up in the mid lane, looking to try and maybe catch out the Troll Warlord. Joel closing the gap. He's got the swap available. There's your swap into the Fissure, into the Magic Missile, into the Thunder God's Wrath. That is how you kill a Troll 101.
Boom. Burst damage is real. Oh, he finds way too.
Rupture onto Way2. The pops down the Bloodright as well, and it's not going to catch him. Way2 still hiding in the tree line. Pops down a Midnight Pulse. This kind of opens the way towards him, and Way2 will go down. Bulba gets the stun out, but the Fissure and the Magic Missile to the face will bring him down. And we talked about teams kind of messing up a little bit. What Team Tinker hoping to do with all that?
I think Way2 dropped the Midnight Pulse because he knew that they were going to dive him no matter what. And even if the trees were there, he probably would have not been able to get away. But it was still funny to watch him like break his own hiding spot. He's like, wait, I'm over here. Come get me. And then, shortly thereafter, he died. So Team Tinker losing a couple of heroes there. They actually lose 3 in a row with no answer whatsoever. And they're not even able to pressure lanes that hard. Like, Quake's pushing top, but there is a TP up here from the Zeus. Does Quake go for this kill? No, he's just going to back.
Using himself, actually. TP in from Sexy Bambo. That's maybe giving some of the time for Bambo to get himself in and the action to begin. Rupture is going to be back off cooldown in a second. Well, he doesn't want to go for it, though. He doesn't want to go for it.
Come on, Bambo. Where's the Bambo play? The old Bambo would have 100% gone for that kill. Like, not even a question. Is this the new, like, reserved, calculated Bambo?
You're not liking it?
Because I'd be kind of sad if that was true. It was always fun watching him do like the clowniest stuff, like hiding in the woods for like 5 minutes straight just to find one kill. Like, that was a Bambo play. But that was I don't know, man. I don't know. That was like not the Bambo that I'm used to seeing.
Well, we'll see. Earthshaker's got a Blink Dagger now, though, so some things looking up indeed for the Radiant. 12-7. It's looking pretty for them. Qualifier, what's he got? What's he got on the old Shadow Fiend? Let's have a look. Weapons, what's he doing? What's he rolling with? 1,800 gold now on top of the Yules. It's still yet to see what he is going to decide to opt for. But as we were saying, the BKB almost certainly going to be a necessity here for the SF this game. 4 Clovers and a Leprecon. They're in the Radiant jungle, ready to go. Now they're going to smoke out. They pop the lightning bolt down just to check out that there's no observable vision of this area. Is they got the smoke on? Yeah, they got the smoke on the Avenge. Yep, there we go. There's just smoke. They're going to smoke up, and they're going to look to go. It worked out pretty well for them last time, as they did catch out 3 heroes on the side of Team Tinker. Maybe this time they can find even a little bit more. And they're going to head for the Roshan pit, though. They're thinking of contemplating Roshan, but they can't really do it that quickly. I guess they've got the Wave of Terror. Bloodseeker's doing a fair bit of damage. But it's certainly not going to be the quickest Roshan. At the same time, though, Dire go for a smoke at their own straight down the lane. Who's going to get wind of who first? That's the question here in this situation. I mean, the Radiant, they do have a couple of wards here in the jungle. So if the smoke does get broken, or if they just reveal themselves from it, I don't know, they're going to know that they're here. There's no Dire vision around where the Radiant are moving at the moment. And a little bit of a wraparound, and the Radiant, they end up going to themselves into the Roshan pit. Now Black might get caught out. 16 Bambo leading the way with the Shadow Blade. Way2. He's got the Black ult, but the Static Links gets thrown down. And with the ult as well, Finger onto the Razor. They will be able to bring down the Razor first, Team Tinkerina. Keeping Way2 steady as well. They don't want to lose anyone in return. Now there's your Echo Slam. Bulba getting low. Fissure will finish him off. Black trying to go ham, but the Magic Missile holds him in place. Sexy Bambo picks himself with the kill. Pilar gets himself swapped in. There'll be a couple of punches from the Vengeful Spirit and the Earthshaker. They bring him down as well. Sexy Bambo goes to the high ground. Will get bursted though by the Enigma, by the Shadow Fiend. 3 for 2 trade so far. Way2 gets taken down as well. Make that a 4 for 2. Buyback from the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, this is a good buyback. They're rushing with it, that's why. Or he wants to stop them from getting Rosh, I guess. Because right now, if there's like 4 people dead, then I think 4Clover could... they don't have anyone actually who can tank it alive, so maybe that wasn't a good buyback. I thought at first maybe Team Tinker had more people being alive, but yeah, actually that was a total waste. At first I was like, oh wait, they might be able to get Roche. JK, they can't.
Another, yeah, 16 to 9 now on the board. I mean, if we have a look at the graphs, if we go on the XPs and net wealth, yeah, more and more advantage obviously off the back of that. Going to 4 Clovers, it's looking pretty good for the Radiant.
Once Bambo gets BKB, it's going to be even worse because he's going to... At the beginning of that fight, they get 2 heroes to like 20% health, right? So Bambo's running around with like 650 movement speed and like 200 plus damage. He completely annihilates Black, and then he tries to go for another kill, but he gets stunned under a Sentry Ward and gets blown up by a Requiem. If he has BKB, he actually just kills both of those heroes, and then it's almost like a full team wipe in favor of 4Clover. But unfortunately for him, he didn't quite have the GPM to sustain that. But he is still like one of the highest net worth, just behind Quakefa, and his 2 teammates, Zeus and Razor, behind him.
Pop down the Stitch Wall straight away, Magic Missile, and then the Wave of Terror. With Razor finishing off the kill.
That ward literally placed on top of his head. The dream was almost real, and then it was dead immediately.
Is under attack.
Sexy Bambo coming in here with the Shadow Blade. Up to the high ground, they do have this Dire Sentry, but they don't have any vision as they're just out of the range of it. Rupture. It's going to be thrown down onto Quakefa. Alters himself away from the Blood Run. Coming to be easy.
Oh, that was so close. Quakefa, please. No, you can't. You can't.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
there's a little bit of
a little Bloodseeker 101.
Yep.
If you don't go farther than 1300 range, the Rupture still hits you. So you can't use Blink Dagger ever.
Gosh, you should have told him that before he blinked.
He knows. Like, there's no way he didn't know that. It was just like a panic. Maybe he thought he was being chased. I don't know.
18 to 9 at the. I mean, that's a big kill for Bambo. Yeah,
I mean, getting Quakefa for free, he'll take it. You know, no big deal. They couldn't do Roshan though, which is a little bit of a bummer. I'm sure they would have liked to. But yeah, that was awkward.
Okay, I mean, Team Tinker, they're messing up a little bit.
A lot of bit.
A lot of bit.
Yeah.
Are they still in this?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they're not out of the game just yet. They just really, really, really need BKBs. And they hate making them for whatever reason. Like, even in games where they're so good, they're just like, we're not going to make BKB. We're just going to wait it out. For Quakefa, I understood this game why he didn't want to go for it straight up. Because like naked BKB, Shadow Fiend is like, yeah, okay, we don't really have a lot of ways of forcing the fight. So he wanted to buy Euls to try to set up some kills, and obviously it increases your farm speed pretty significantly because you can spam raises. That makes sense to me. But going Blink after the Euls instead of just buying your BKB when you already have the tools that you need with the Euls to start fight. Here we go.
John to Bambo, they find the stun as well into Requiem Souls. Bam! Sexy Bambo gets blown up, and Shadow Fiend Quakefa will find his vengeance.
Yeah, that's a good kill. So, I mean, that is a good showcase of why the Blink Euls can be good. But given 4Clover's team composition, just having the BKB in your inventory deters them so much from being able to start any engagement, especially when the first Roshan hasn't even dropped at 23 minutes. Just having a BKB for the Roshan fight can have giant implications for the game. So I think the Euls is fine, but I don't know if getting Blink is the right call. Maybe they just want to try to avoid more fights until they can finish up the BKB, Euls, and Blink all together, because that's going to be the point where Quakefa is going to be his scariest for a long time.
Okay, a little bit of a... Oh, they look to do Roshan, but the Radiant themselves, they're all on the high ground, ready to try and jump in if the Dire wanted to try and give it a shot. Mid lane, we see Black and Quakefa chilling out, pushing out the mid lane. In terms of farm and net worth, Quakefa is still top of the board, 9.8k gold on himself, but straight away after the Shadow Fiend, it's your Bloodseeker, your Zeus, and your Razor, all very, very high up in that respect. And both Bloodseeker and Razor closing in on those BKBs. I believe we have both an Ogre Club and a Metaphor Hammer on the Bloodseeker and... yes, indeed. Yeah, they're just waiting on the recipes for both of these heroes. And I mean, once the Razor and the Bloodseeker have BKBs, I mean, suddenly, what, you're Lion, you're Nyx, and I mean, the SF with the ultimate, and there's a lot of stuff that's that they're not going to be able to do on the side of Team Tinker. I mean, BKBs for both sides are great.
That's the worry, is that 4Clover have this really farmed Bloodseeker. Once he gets BKB, the BKBs on the side of Team Tinker will actually be worse just because 4Clover have Bloodseeker and Razor. because both of them don't give two craps about BKBs. Like, Eye of the Storm still hits you, you can still drain damage, and you're still gonna get ruptured. So the Troll, or the SF, depending on who they decide to focus, is just gonna get massacred, and there's nothing that they can buy outside of going like Lincoln's BKB that's gonna be able to save them from that. So, I don't know, I still feel like 4 Clovers have a pretty substantial lead just in terms of what their composition can do now. But the later the game goes, Team Tinker, they do have late game potential. There's no doubt about that. Like, one good black hole can totally change the outlook of the game. You're gonna have late game SF, played by Qualifier, who is obviously a phenomenal player, and then Black playing on arguably one of the best heroes just in the game in Trolls. So I still feel like Team Tinker have a shot, but it feels very similar to the second game, where they have a chance, but they're just not finding the opportunities to win fights.
Top tower is under attack.
Okay, I mean, BKB on the Bloodseeker. Looks like this is the time for Radiant to go. They've got all 5 heroes down here, but the Dire Ward did catch a few of them coming down to this bottom lane. So the side of Team Tinkerino, they've got a whiff of what's going on here on the bottom lane. BZZ leading the way. It might not pulse. Will get dropped down by Team Tinker. Start to tickle away at this tier 2 now. Bulba checking out the Roshan pit just to making sure that no one's gone in there on the side of the Radiant. But again, it seems to, as you said, I mean, in terms of the way the game's gone so far, I mean, just the whole feeling of the game seems very akin to what we saw in the other two, where we get to this point where both teams moving around almost exclusively as a 5-man, or at least a large group, and just waiting for the other one to jump on them.
It gets scarier when you have a lack of vision. So if you look at the warding, there's only one ward up from each team. And they're both by Roshan because they know that that's the point of contention, right? So when you only have those wards, then you can't really know for sure if the other team is trying to gank you or not. So you just stick together because it's safer. And oh my god.
Radiant smoked up. They're looking for Qualifier. Sexy Bambo, he's got the Rupture. He's going to be able to lead him with the Shadow Blade as well. They're going to go for the wraparound. Parla die. There's your Thunder Gods. We have to give them the opening, and they do put the Rupture onto way 2. There comes the Blood Bright. He's going to be able to catch all 3. Well, only 2 because already Lion is dead. Enigma will go down as well. And Qualifier pops the BKB. But what are you going to do against the Raze and the swap from Venge? Bringing him back into the fight. Triple kill for Sexy Bambo. And hello, Bulba. You do not want to be around here. He's going to be able to cancel the TP, but if anything, that's going to give them the issue that he's there if they want to go and look for him. Harney's going to have to back off, taking a few too many tower hits and from the tier 2. But 3 for nothing. Another trade where 4 Clovers and Leprecon get themselves in, they get themselves out, and they get the kills.
The Fissure Blood Rate follow-up is so powerful. He even threw out the Rupture onto the Enigma, knowing that, hey, there's no way he can possibly get out of this, and we always have a swap if we need to stop the black hole, and our Venge is in a great position. So really nice awareness from Bambo, realizing that, hey, all I need to do is rupture the Enigma, and the fight is won. Like, even rupturing Quakefo would have seemed tempting, but it doesn't really matter because he can just stand still and Requiem, and then you would have to probably use swap on him to stop it, or it would deal a lot of damage, and then the Enigma gets a free black hole. So Bambo making the right calls, making the plays, in conjunction with Goblak, just non-stop. Those two have been...
Oh, Black wants to go in on Yol. There is a Harney here on the Zeus that's going to be able to try and burst him down. There is backup there on the side of Team Tinkerino, so you got to be careful. He's got a haste ring, Yol. He's going to be able to juke out the stun. There's your Rupture onto Bulba, and Bulba is dead. Bloodbright gets popped down, and that's going to force way 2 to back up, but he just get caught by the silence. Sexy Bambo's moving pretty damn quick. Pops the BKB, so he's going to be able to chase down the Enigma. Pilot getting low. There's your Enchanted Totem, proccing passive. Will find the kill. Way 2. He just has the black hole to hold Sexy Bambo in place, but the Shadow Blade, indeed, they can't get the right clicks in with Qualifier. 3 heroes down the side of Team Tinkerino. They do lose the Vengeful Spirit here. Black tries to TP out. Where's your Lightning Bolt when you need it? Oh, he's going to be able to get himself out. It was still on cooldown. 3 for 1 though. Another trade where, I mean, Team Tinkerino, what has happened to the team that we're expecting to see, at least from the early game performance? It's just gone straight downhill.
Bambo is like dismantling them. Like, it's honestly insane how well he's playing. Like, he Shadow Bladed in the time that it took way 2 to turn around in Black Hole, so that when he cast the spell, the Shadow Fiend couldn't hit him, so he doesn't die. So he eats a solo Black Hole, full duration, he doesn't die, ends up getting the kill anyway. Like, it's actually insane how well he's been playing this series.
Is that the Bambo, you know, Draskell?
I mean, Bambo always was able to make big plays.
Black. That's
dead.
Ooh,
that's super dead.
Troll.
There's like varying degrees of being dead, like kind of dead.
And it's hard to feel empathetic when a troll dies, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel sympathy for the troll picker, as I've played way too much 6.83 Dota, but I mean, let's be totally honest here.
Yep.
4 Clovers are playing great. Like,
they really are. Yeah. I mean, this is, again, compared to the other 2 games, I mean, in the second game, they took their time, but they did obviously pull through at the end. But this game, just, I don't know, just a different draft. Everything seems to be working out. I mean, you said at the beginning you like the draft, and I think they will as well because it's working. And you don't pick a Bloodseeker and a Razor if you don't know what you're doing with it, and they do, and they obviously do. It's just ridiculous how well it is working against Team Tinker's 6.84S kind of draft.
Yeah. Oh my god, the damage!
It's
Rupture, swap, lightning bolt, instantly dead. Like, just not even a chance.
I mean, what do you do, Andy? What do you do?
I'm not really sure if there's much they can do. They're going to give away Roshan here. Team Tinker don't have any buyback, so there's no way they can contend this. They could give the Aegis to Bambo. I think it's probably the right call. They could also put it on BZZ, but I think Bambo is going to be in the fight a little bit more than BZZ will. And yeah, Bambo will indeed take it, so I think that's the good choice. And he's going to have an Abyssal probably in the next like 5 to 10 minutes if they keep applying this type of pressure. The irony is they haven't even killed the top tier 1. It's still alive. And they're just absolutely steamrolling here. Like, their advantage is getting out of control.
Indeed, and there, whoa, hang on. Yeah, there was a line getting close, but Pyladi blinks himself back. Yeah, let's have a look at the grass weapons so our beautiful viewers at home can see 10k advantage in terms of net worth, and yeah, as Draskell was saying, 12k there on the XP difference as well. 31 minutes in. It's looking very, very good indeed for the side of 4 Clovers and a Leprecon. Razor leading the charge down the mid lane. Maybe they're going to see if they can try and get this tier 2. Venge picks themselves up a gem for the team. And Razor closing in on our Academics as well on top of the BKB phase drums. This is not looking great for the Dire.
Nice sentry placement here from Team Tinker.
Maybe they can go blink forward, but of course Bambo, he does have the Aegis. It might be popped. There's your Fisher though, catching 3. Aegis will go down. Echo Slam onto 4. Double kill for the Earthshaker. Sexy Bambo. Look how fast he's going. He's looking for the Rupture onto Black. He's bossed the blood right. Oh, no, Black's gonna be able to get out. Black's able to get himself back out, but still 3 heroes down. 29 to 11. Team Tinker.
They don't have buyback on Enigma or Bulba, so Wei2 is not going to be able to black hole for defense here. And have we even seen a single black hole other than the one that was on Bambo in middle lane? Has there been a single black hole?
I mean, I guess this is why you don't pick Enigma a second pick into a draft.
Maybe.
BKB by Black, he's trying to go to work on Sexy Bambo. There he goes, he just managed to bring himself down the kill, and now he's trying to go for BZZ. BZZ waltzing himself away. Black, he's got the slow here with the axes, and then will continue to chase. Qualifier comes in, but he's taking a fair bit of damage here from the stack, so we'll put the BKB to continue to fight it, but BKB coming out from Razor won't be enough to keep himself alive. Double kill for Troll. Looking forward from Hani, he wants to find a kill onto Black, but Black just turns around. He's a Troll Warlord. You do not blink into the face of a Troll, and now Troll with the bashes will find the Zeus.
That is 6.83 Dota right there.
Oh, hello. Hello, baby. Coming in with the Fisher. Oh, he's not going to catch it on the Rupture. We'll catch Qualifier, and he's going to stand there, accept the ritual. No, he's got the Yule set to buy him some time. Sexy Bambo goes to work onto Bulba with the BKB. The Spike Carapace is not going to do anything. Qualifier just chilling on the high ground. In comes Black. Sexy Bambo. He needs to be a little bit careful. The slow will not catch him, and he's a little bit too nifty anyway for anyone to do anything. So they reinitiate at the end, and they do find themselves a kill onto the Nyx Assassin. 31 to 14, 33 minutes in Draskell.
That could have went a lot worse for Team Tinker. I mean, they had to buy back on a couple of heroes, but they defend their base, and that's really all you can ask for. Plus, RNG's has smiled upon Black. He did hit Hani like 5 or 6 times before he got a bash, if we're being totally fair. And Hani could have easily turned at any point and just zapped him once and probably killed him, but he decided to try to play the running game against an SNY phase Troll, which, as most people know who have played against Troll, can't really run away from him. So I think he actually could have gotten that kill had he just gone a little bit greedier. But still, Team Tinker on the back foot here. The shining light of their team, though, is Black and Quakefa, or maybe Lights, as there are 2 of them. But they still need some time. Like this Troll, he's got his BKB and his SNY, but he needs something else. He might need Blink to be able to get in the fight and just stop, like, the Bloodseeker, for example. Like, when he gets on Bambo, he destroys him. Because right-click war, when you have Blood Rage on against a hero who hits so fast he can bash, it's pretty terrifying.
Here goes the smoke up now from the side of 4 Clovers and Leprecon. They might be able to find Black here on the Troll. Gonna go down the lower ground. Sexy Bambo leading the way. He pops the Shadow Blade. He's gonna look for the Rupture onto Black. Now, can they try and follow this one up? Black, he keeps running, stands there on the high ground. There's your static link. BKB's gonna be fought by Black as he tries to turn and fight, but he's losing his damage pretty rapidly. BZZ stealing a fair bit. Plus 140, minus 140 from Black. Boba pops the Spike Carapace, but Sexy Bambo's starting to move pretty quickly now with the passive. Stacking up. Qualifier comes forward, gets caught out by a Fisher. There's your Echo Slammer onto Boba. Qualifier did get the BKB out, but the Yule Scepter actually protecting the Earthshaker. BZZ will go down, but they managed to take down the Enigma. Finger from Pilot Die onto Yol. Yol gets the magic missile onto Pilot Die. He's going to get caught in the Blood Bright. This double kill here for Sexy Bambo. They're trying to get Black as well. He's been silenced up. Black will be able to back up for the time being. 2-for-2 trade so far. Blink forward. There's your Fisher onto Black, holding in place. Boba turning around with the stun. He's going to whiff it. Not going to catch anyone. Looking for the outlining from the low ground. It's not going to be enough damage to bring down the Troll Warlord. 2-for-2 trade at the end of that engagement.
Bambo actually playing two passes. Oh, zap.
There's your Troll.
Yeah, Zeus ulti off cooldown, boys. Got him. So that was too passive for my taste for Bambo. Like, he could have just turned around and hit Black once.
Oh, blinking forward with the Veil and the Lightning Bolt, but Qualifier lucky to get the blink off before the damage comes down from the sky.
Yeah. So they retrieved their gem, I believe. TPs on the ground everywhere in middle lane because they were all dropping it to try to get the gem back, but it is nice that they're not going to have to buy a new one. I'm seeing a lot of, like, nervous type of plays where Bambo is like one hit from killing Black, there's no disables up, and he just turns instead of just like boom, one hit dead. And then it would have been like, sure, he has buyback, and they ended up killing him anyway, which is fine, but they didn't really get as much out of that fight as I think they could have. And Goblak didn't actually follow up his Echo quickly enough, so when he fissured, he hit Koikfa, and then the BKB from Koikfa was popped before he echoed. So instead of the SF just being totally locked down, he gets BKB, he gets Requiem, and then suddenly the fight is a lot harder to win. So a couple of misplays coming out from 4Clover, and that allows Team Tinker to at least keep their base alive for the time being.
Yeah, indeed. They're just being able to hold off for the time being. If we look at the graphs, I imagine we'll see it kind of leveling out. Yeah, it's pretty much flattened out around the 12k. So still 4 Clovers in a Leprecon with a massive lead, but it's not increasing at the same rate it was at least about 5 minutes ago. Qualifier very far out here, and he realizes, blinks out and TP's back to base. Now, Yol and BZZ leading the way towards the mid lane. You can start getting that push back on. Chance still got a few minutes before we're going to know when it's back up. Looking to secure the map control and minimize the vision here for the side of Team Tinkerino as well. As pretty much all kind of, every kind of ward or such outside of the base is totally gone now from the Dire, so they're not going to have a lot of good vision at all on the whereabouts of the Radiant. 5-man here, they're ready to jump. Who are they going to jump on first? BZT coming to the high ground with the Storm. Look at that, melting the racks here. It's going to be the fortification coming up. Link forward from Koikfa, also by Bulba. Parlata gets blown up here by the Earthshaker. Koikfa losing his damage through the BKB. Sexy Bambo starting to go to work. Black to get ruptured, got swapped as well, trying to fight up against the creeps. He can't be moving because he's taking damage. In comes the Earthshaker with the Echo Slam through the BKB. The initial damage blows him up. Double kill now for the Earthshaker with the Fisher. He won't be able to find that one though. Zeus secures the kill. 4 heroes down on the side of Team Tinkerino, and yes, another fight where Team Tinker just seemed to melt.
Yeah, Black pretty much ran until he died. Like, he had Rupture on and he's like, you know what, I gotta go for these kills, I gotta go ham. Poor Koikfa was left completely alone. Like, he was getting static linked and just zapped by Eye of the Storm and chased by Sexy Bambo, and his entire team was like, we can't really do much of anything. And another team fight where, like, Way2 just feels like a non-factor. Like, this Enigma pick has done absolutely nothing this entire game. Now, maybe they just didn't apply enough pressure early with the mech just by pushing his 5 and trying to take down some towers, but I think they even had enough wave clear to deal with that. Like Shaker Fissure, you got Razor as well with the Plasma Field, and then you have Zeus who can just arc, and then Bloodray as well. So I don't know, man. The damage coming out from the side of 4Clover is completely off the charts, and they do not care about BKBs. They just don't.
Really don't indeed, and I mean, yeah, 38 to 16. It's taking them. They're taking their time to break the high ground, but still at this rate, I mean, Team Tinker, what are they going to need? Do they need a bit of a miracle, or is it still very plausible for them to take a fight in a kind of total 5-man whitewash?
Well, it's miracle territory now. Yeah. If you're Team Tinker, I mean, you have to try to fight around the next Roshan that spawns. That is your only option. You win the Roshan fight, you get an Aegis up on Black, and you try to bring yourself back into the game. At the very least, you've bought yourself like 5 minutes of free farm, because 4Clover might not want to try to fight into you with the Aegis just to play it a little safe. But I don't know, like Bambo for me has been maybe just the MVP of the overall series for both teams, like between the two of them. just the impact that he's had in every single game, like clockwork, making a ton of space, and then playing his Shaker in game number 2, just dominating everyone. And then game 3, he plays Bloodseeker, a hero that we almost never see, and he performs this well.
Here we go, Thunder God's Wrath. They know exactly where they are. Sexy Bambo zipping in. There's going to be a smoke, but it was actually dispelled straight away by Way2, because he was a little bit too close to the Bloodseeker. So I don't think are they going to be able to achieve anything with this smoke, the Dire?
Nah, definitely not. Like after breaking it, I think that 4Clover just back up and wait, because it doesn't take that long for the smoke to wear off anyway. And they know that Roshan's going to be up soon, but as long as they're in position, like somewhere near the river, then they can just contest at any point.
Okay, 40 minutes in. Bulba got the Vendetta up. Is he going to look to try and go out now? They're keeping it safe. They want to wait until 4Clovers come to them. At least every fight that 4Clovers have been kind of getting the upper hand off at the beginning, there's been no way for Team Tinker to recover themselves in the team fight. And they very rarely seem to be able to bring anyone down on the side of 4Clovers with them. Yeah, Roshan going to be up in just a minute's time. 38 to 16, 40 minutes and a half in Venge now with the lads, of course, as well to help with the team. Yeah, the Bloodseeker with the Basher, 2.4k gold as well, and Earthshaker. You can't take away any credit from this guy. He's been making the plays happen this match. Blinking in and catching out heroes like the Troll, making it very hard for the Troll to get free reign around, and always getting the jump in before BKBs are popped as well. The BKB timings, I imagine, are going to be pretty short now for the side of the Dire. They popped them a fair few times.
Yeah, they're both almost down to 5. Yeah, they're both 6-second BKBs, so it's not like they really needed Way2 to have more farm. Like that's another thing that hurts so much, is because when you go mech and you don't just push towers, we're going to see Roshan here being attempted from 4Clovers.
What has the Enigma done for the team, Andy?
That's what I mean. Like when you buy mech, to me, it seems like you should just push really hard and then just continue applying pressure, and you get your farm through killing towers and getting Rosh, right? But that never happened. So when you do that, you don't have any item progression, because the enemy team is just completely taken over your side of the map, and they're going to throw out an ulti.
Yeah, very nice. Thunder goes Wrath just as Team Tinker were getting to the point where they were going to look to initiate. Black, he's chilling. He's waltzing about, takes a fish to the backside, and then they're going to go in. He's going to be able to get the BKB off, tries to fight up against the Earthshaker, bring the Earthshaker low. There's going to be the Black Hole. They will be able to bring down the Bloodseeker. 2 heroes down so far. Looks like BCC will go down as well here. That's 3 heroes. Double kill it for Qualifier. Going on to Yol as well. They might be able to clean them up. Triple kill for Qualifier. They only lose the Lion. They blink forward. They might even be able to find Hani here as well. There's your Yul Scepter. Qualifier with the Requiem Souls doing a fair bit of damage, and he will deny himself. Suicide there by Zeus. Buyback from Sexy Bambo, but I don't know if he can go back into this, because there's still 4 heroes left alive on the side of Team Tinker. He's going to give it a shot though. There goes Sexy Bambo with the Blood Robe, with the Shadow Blade. Who's he going to go for? Who's he going to go for? Is he going to be able to get anyone? There's going to be a TP out from Bulba. Bulba's going to be able to get out. Does he want to try and give it a shot on Qualifier? Of course he does. Straight in there on Qualifier with the bashes. Brings down Qualifier. Buyback was expended for that, but certainly worth it if you're able to take the Shadow Fiend down. But all in all, pretty good fight considering things for Team Tinkerina. Very good start and triple kill for the Shadow Fiend.
Bambo just got the bloodlust in his eyes. I actually thought they were just going to swap the Enigma, because it would kill him, guaranteed, right? Like, he just swap him and he just dies to Rupture, because he had like 10% health. And that way, worst comes to worst, you trade Avenge for an Enigma, which is still fine, because Black Hole has a much higher threat value at this point than just a Avenge stun or a swap. But instead, Yul played it a little passively. They all were kind of standing on top of each other. And that's not really the best thing when you already lose like one of your highest damage dealing heroes. And unfortunately for 4Clovers, they weren't able to do much. And by the way, is that just okay, that damage?
Yeah, this is a lot of damage coming out with the Veil and the Thunder God's Wrath. Black, he's going to BKB and go straight for the Roshan. Sexy Bambo gets hexed up, and that was a die back on your Bloodseeker. This is not what 4Clovers and Leprecon fans want to be happening out here. BZZ going into the bit with the BKB. Earthshaker as well. They do manage to hit a fish on 2. Raze going in. Will be able to bring down Way2. Troll Waller getting low, but he does, of course, have the Aegis on him. He's losing all his damage. Echo Slam will hold him in place, but Black, he's not even gone down once. He's going to try and turn and fight Yol. Yol, Magic Missile to the face, will bring down the Troll Warlord. They are going to get the burst damage onto Earthshaker. Earthshaker goes down as well. 3 heroes down on the side of the Radiant. They've only lost 2 here on Tinker. Again, I mean, Yol, Magic Missile onto Black. But Venge, you're all on your own. You're all alone. With a Troll. Not really where you want to be. Not a lot of fun. The Duke's going to buy him sometime. And, well, there we go. Black finished up with that. 4 heroes down. Draskell. I think Team Tinkerina, they just woke up and they're pushing 4Clovers and Leprechauns back to the days, because this is pretty phenomenal play from them.
The amount of swing of gold and experience that just occurred is ridiculous. Like the first team fight where they stopped the Roshan, it was 12 to 13,000 experience just from that one team fight. And the gold difference because of the buyback from Bambo was like 7,000. So for those of you counting at home, that's like more than half the lead that they had accrued up until that point.
Blink in, Yules into the Requiem. He's going to go for a solo kill, and he's certainly going to be able to find it, perhaps, or he's getting himself a little bit low, but perfect Requiem there. And Tinker, I mean, it did not look great for them. I mean, let's have a look at the graphs. Come on, let's get us up the maps. Let's see. Look at that.
It's not even done updating it either. That's the thing. Like it's going to continue. Like if you've ever been on a ski trip and you see like the XXX diamond slopes or whatever, that's pretty much what. Yeah, that's what you're going to see.
I mean, it was what they had over 20,000 golden XP lead.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing a complete turnaround.
Yeah. Well, when you take a team fight against an enemy team where you have that kind of a lead and you get wiped like twice in a row, like a lot of people are going to say, wow, 6.83, Kappa Kipo, whatever in chat. But in honestly, you shouldn't lose those fights. Like all they had to do was hit way too like once with anything. Like even Yol just swapping him would have been okay. Because even if every single hero turns around and kills him, at the very least, Bambo doesn't just die to a black hole on like just on him. And he doesn't have bots, so even when he bought out, it didn't matter. Like they couldn't do enough damage. So now, for Clover, that was some 322, I'll be honest. Like that was some seriously miscoordinated team fights coming out from them, and at a very integral part of the game. And now Black, he's got full Scotty. He's got like 1,600 gold left to his name right now, but he's still got every item that he needs.
Black, he goes to the Ancients. He could be in trouble here. The fight's going to kick off. He's got backup from the high ground, straight in onto Black with the stun lock. They're able to take down the line. Bam! Black, he's going down as well.
Oh my god. He got one shot. Pylai just got one shot by the Dagon.
Harney and his Dagons with the Blood Rage, I mean.
It was just Zeus ulti, Dagon dead.
So,
no buyback.
Tinker, it was looking like a comeback.
They hyped us just to let this happen, I guess.
Okay, this is back to the drawing board, back to what we were seeing before. 4 Clovers and a Leprecon. Head to the high ground, onto the tier 3 now, bringing it down slowly but surely here with a Razor. And, well, Bulba, wait two. What we need is a black hole. What we need is a big game-changing black hole. For all the Team Tinkerina fanboys out there, that's what you're waiting on. You need a black hole from Waitu. Come on, Waitu, give us a black hole.
Well, he doesn't have Blink. He has a BKB, but he doesn't have Blink, so how's he gonna black hole anything? He can't just casually walk in with his Troll Warlord being dead.
Maybe they won't notice. You know.
I mean, he's a giant, like, blueberry. How are they not gonna notice that?
If he sneaks in, if he just does it slow, you don't want to go in too quick, maybe he's gonna be able to find it. The bottom racks are down. 2 sets of racks are down on the side of the Dire. Lion's back, and Pylai Die might be what Team Tinker need to bring this one back.
Yeah, I mean, you can potentially fight this, I guess, if you don't instantly die to the Zeus again, because you don't really have a choice. There's tier 2s, but I think they just go Throne. Black's going to be up in 15. They might back here, but the Blood Rage, Eye of the Storm damage to the Throne is quite big.
Pylai Die gets a Hex onto your Earthshaker. Sexy Bambo pops down the Rupture onto Waitu. It's going to hold him back for the time being. Troll Warlord is going to be now back up on the pitch in 2 seconds. Going here for the throne, and with the Storm indeed doing so much damage. Bulba with a stun now, Qualifier with the BKB blinking forward, going straight on the Razor, looking for the Requiem of Souls. There's going to be the swap to bring the Razor away. It was BKB'd anyway, so the Requiem wouldn't have done any damage. Now with the right close to the Joel will find the magic missile on Qualifier now, going in with the Enchanted and bam, blowing up your Shadow Fiend. Pylai Die does manage to finger the Earthshaker, but Sexy Bambo with a double kill. 3 arrows down. Black just able to clear up the Razor, but there's Jericho Slam onto Black with a Fisher. Triple kill for Sexy Bambo. The game is over. 48 to 27. No, it's not. Black bites back. Come on, Black, give it one more shot. You can do it, Black. We trust in Black. There you go, Bulba. He's down, Black. He's all alone. Come on, Black. Go on, Black. You can do it, son. You can do it, son. In he goes. Finds the Earthshaker. That's all right, Black. This is the start of the comeback. Okay, no.
Maybe a bit optimistic.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, Black. You can still do it. Yo, you can do it. Don't worry about the creep, son. Oh, way too GG's, and it's over.
It was a really big scare for any of the 4 Clover fans out there.
It really was. They did mess up a little bit.
Those 2 fights gave so much to Tinker. Like 2 fights, 20,000 golden experience between the 2 of them, and Roshan. And they still couldn't manage to keep it in. And Honestly, that was just due to the fact that there was no buybacks on the deaths. Like, that was the part that hurt the most. Like, if they had kept buyback on Black for when he got picked off, I think they could have potentially defended the base and maybe even mounted a comeback. But the lead was so substantial for Clover throughout like that entire game, and I was amazed that they even managed to win a fight that hard. And it was because Bambo showed us a glimpse of the Bambo play, where he's like,
yes.
I see Way2 sitting there with like 10% HP, he's ruptured, he can't run away. And then just moms spaghetti everywhere, and he dies, and his team pays the price.
Mom's spaghetti.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 4 Clovers and Leprecon. You know, in the first game, Team Tinker took it, and I'll be honest, I wasn't hopeful for 4 Clovers. I was like, oh, if they're going to keep up the play like this, it's not going to be great. But then game 2, they showed us their strength, and then this game, they just seem to just increase on it tenfold, and absolutely legit lineup. And I'll be, looking forward to seeing them now in the finals, that they'll be going on to play up against the winner of our second series of the day, which is basically Unknown versus Game Online, which we're going to be having very shortly. So do not go anywhere. In fact, I believe we're a little bit behind schedule, so that game will be coming sooner than later. So do not go anywhere, indeed, Twitch chat. But that's it from myself and Draskell for a short break, because we're going to go to commercials and then over to our host and special guest as well. We'll see you guys in a bit.